Okay, the title's a little bit aggressive, but this is why your life sucks. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get deep in this video. And like I say in every single one of my videos, I'm only making this for you because it's something that I needed. It's something that I still need to hear. So let's get into it. Why does your life suck? What is happening in your life right now that you are not okay with? What are you doing that you don't want to be doing anymore? What are you not doing that you need to be doing? What situation is causing you distress right now? What is making you feel like your life is up in flames? What is causing you that resistance in your life that makes you feel unfulfilled, discouraged, unworthy? What is going on? Before we can recognize and fix why our life sucks, we have to sit. We have to sit with it, and that is the theme in most of my videos. You have to sit with yourself and become so self-aware and say, okay, take an inventory. This is what's going on. This is what I'm doing every day that's making me miserable. Maybe I'm miserable in my job. Maybe I'm going to this gym that I actually really hate. Maybe I don't like my spouse. But do you not like your spouse, or do you not like yourself? Make sure you ask yourself that question. Do you not like your spouse, or do you not like yourself? Because if you don't like your spouse and you get rid of your spouse, you are staying the same. And if it's you that's the problem, you are going to bring you into the next relationship. So ask yourself that question. What are you not doing every day that's making you miserable? Maybe you have these wild goals, these wild dreams, and you know every single day, oh, I should be meditating. I should be creating content. I should be reaching out, networking, but you're not doing that. That is making you miserable. That is making your life suck. Maybe you're going through a hard time. Maybe you're going through a breakup. I'm going through a breakup right now. It sucks. However, am I perpetuating my suffering by latching onto these thoughts that I could just be letting pass through? I could just be recognizing, I could just be letting them pass through. Are you ruminating and causing yourself more suffering? Our minds cling onto suffering. If you notice when you're going through a tough time, there are times when you see all of this light, all of this brightness, all of this beauty, and then our minds are like, whoa, 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 wait. But what about this time when you felt like shit? What about when they said this when they broke up with you? Doesn't that make you feel terrible? What about this girl? Oh, shouldn't you be worried about this girl? Our minds just perpetuate that suffering. And if we latch onto those thoughts and we say, oh yeah, what about that? What about when they said that? I didn't even recognize that they said that. When we latch onto that, you, me, both of us, are causing ourselves more suffering. Pain is necessary. Suffering is a choice. You do not have to sit and wallow in that self-pity. And I know that it's hard, and I know that you have to wallow sometimes. I also wallowed. My arm's getting so tired. I also wallowed, but at some point, this is going to sound harsh, but at some point, your suffering is a choice. Your suffering is entirely up to you, and you get to choose what thoughts you feed. The more that you feed into this narrative of, oh, poor me, oh, what about this, oh, what about this? And I do it too. I do it too. I am literally right in the middle of it right this second. But the more that you feed into that, the more suffering you're going to cause yourself, the more miserable you are going to cause yourself to get. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Yes, a breakup hurts. Yes, a breakup is hard. Yes, it sucks that it's out of your control. Yes, it sucks that maybe you forgot to say something. I need to say something. No, you don't. No, you don't. That moment, those times, they don't exist anymore. That's not where we're at anymore. We're here. We are right here, right now. I feel myself. I'm in the present. That person, that situation is not relevant anymore. Those conversations are not relevant anymore. Those shoulda, woulda, couldas are not relevant anymore. So is that why your life sucks? Does your life suck because you are just causing yourself more and more suffering, living in this story, trying to control every single thing around you that's causing you this pain, when in reality, the only thing that you control is how you respond to it. And right now, you are not responding well at all. And it's okay to not respond well for a while. It hurts for a while. But eventually, you will get to a point where you just continue feeding those thoughts because you just want to suffer. You just want to keep reliving. You just want to keep talking about it. You just want people to feel bad for you. You just want to feel bad for yourself. And at that point, you are causing the suck in your life. What's causing you resistance? What's causing you to feel like your life is going up in flames? When you take that inventory, when you make that list of what it is that's going on, that's making you feel like your life sucks, I want you to take each individual thing that you write down and sit with it, look at it, and analyze it one by one. Don't look at them all. You're going to get overwhelmed. Look at them one by one and say, okay, what am I doing that is making me feel like my life sucks? I am working in a job that I hate. Let me look at that. Can I change my career? Maybe not at this very moment. Maybe I cannot make a career shift at this very moment. My family depends on me. I have a high mortgage. My interest rates are high, whatever. Maybe I cannot make a career shift in this very moment. Is there something that I can do within my current career that would make me feel more excited about my life, that would make me feel excited to go to work every day? Can I maybe be looking for other jobs while still working at my career, but looking for other jobs so that I have this semblance of hope and excitement and a possibility? If there's something that you are not doing every day, if you have a certain goal and you are not doing shit to reach that goal, what can you do differently? Can you start taking small steps every single day to start reaching that goal, to start making you feel better? If you're going through a hard time, are you feeding the thoughts that are perpetuating your suffering? If you're going through a hard time, it's kind of touchy because you have to go through your emotions. You have to grieve, you have to feel angry, you have to go through all of those emotions. However, once you're past going through all of those emotions, if you're still going through a tough time, are you feeding thoughts that perpetuate your suffering? Are you living in the past and reminiscing on what could have been said, what was said? Are you just sitting around and hoping that things will change? Like you can't see it right now. I think I moved it just so that you couldn't see it for the video, but I still have some of my things packed because I think there's still part of me that's like, oh my God, but hopefully in the next week he'll call and he'll say, oh, move back in. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy for me. That's not healthy for my moving on. That's not good. So, are you holding yourself back, living in the past, living in this place of hope, reminiscing, ruminating, all of it? After you look at each one of those things and see what it is that you can change in order to start making yourself feel a little bit more excited, a little bit happier, take a look inside and see why it is that you are in whatever position that you are in. And when I say why it is that you are in whatever position you are in, I mean, if you're in a career that you do not like, why are you in that career? What has happened in your life that makes you feel like you need to stay in this career that makes you miserable every single day? And I'm not talking about anything external. I'm talking about what is going on inside of you that makes you feel like you are not worthy to move on to another career, that you are not worthy to make more money, that you are not worthy to be happy. And the reason that I said before you do this to see what it is that you can change if you change it is because when you look and see what can I change this, what's going on, that gives you a little bit of excitement, a little bit of hope. If you just go straight into why am I here? What is wrong with me? Why do I feel like this is all I'm worth? Why do I feel like I'm not making any kind of progress in order to make my life everything that I want it to be? If you go straight into that, I feel like it breaks some people down because if you really go into it, you really can bring up a lot. And if you're just going straight into your deepest, darkest insecurities without any kind of excitement on changing those things, you might not feel super excellent. So I say have a little bit of hope and excitement before you go into this portion. Have a little bit of something that you are looking forward to. I have a career change to look forward to. I am starting to work towards my goals. That's something to really look forward to before you go into saying, I have always inherently felt unworthy of working towards my goals. I've always inherently felt unworthy of making money, of living my dream life. I've always felt dependent on these. Like, that's hard to look at. That's hard to look at. And if you don't have any kind of like anything to be excited about, any like reason to look at that, it can be a little bit difficult, especially if you're doing it by yourself. I'm going to give a very personal and intimate example. My breakup, something that I'm going through right now. It's been a month. I've gone through my feelings. I'm still in my feelings a little bit, but I am kind of perpetuating my suffering. I am holding on to thoughts like crazy. I'm trying to let them just pass me by. They are not passing me by, and that is my fault. That's what's going on. That's why my life is sucking, because of the breakup. If I take the time, and I don't want to, I really don't want to, because it forces me to look at these things that are deep and dark and that I don't want to admit to. But if I look at myself, which I need to do, I realize why I'm perpetuating this suffering. I realize why these things are happening in my life, why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. It has a little to do with the actual circumstance, but I fully believe that life is 20% what happens and 80% how you respond to it. And I have not been responding well. And why is that? That is because I have insecurities. I have some abandonment issues. I love people really, really, really hard, and they can never love me back the same way that I love them, and more. But those things have nothing to do with him. He just brought those things out of me. And now I have to look at that because that is what is causing my suffering. And that is what's going to continue causing my suffering if I don't take this time and look at what it is that's going on within me that is causing me to latch onto these thoughts, that's causing me to perpetuate my suffering. So that was fun to admit on the internet. But I wanted to give you an example of what that inventory looks like. So now that you have that list of actionable changes, actionable steps you are going to take in order for your life to stop sucking, and you have your list of what is going on within you and how you are responsible for your sucky life, instead of just putting a band-aid over the situation, instead of just saying, my breakup doesn't hurt anymore, I can get the job of my dreams, we're covering it up, it's fine, I'm gonna do it, it's great. No, it's gonna take a little bit more work than that, because if you just put a band-aid over it, it's just going to keep happening. Not all of the time, but the majority of the time, your life sucks because you feel unworthy, discouraged, unmotivated, overwhelmed, overstimulated. And at the root of all of those things, there are two issues: a lack of self-love and not knowing yourself. And when I say that, it makes it sound so easy to fix. All you have to do is take some time and sit with yourself and meditate and look in the mirror and tell yourself you love you. But no, it's actually really hard to fix. And I've been trying to fix it for like 4 or 5 years. And I'm not saying that this is the case for everybody. Everybody's situation is going to be different. However, in order to figure out what your situation is, you need to start sitting with yourself and figuring out who you are, what you want, what your goals, your dreams are, how you want your life to look, how you want to be treated. You have to sit with yourself and figure out all of these things, because until you sit with yourself and figure all of these things out, your life is not going to align with what it is that you want, because you don't know what you want, and you're not putting out this vibration of, I know what I want, I know what I deserve, I know what I'm worthy of. And you should know by now that if you're not putting that out, you are not going to receive that. If you don't take the time to know yourself, to fully understand what you want, what you need, what you desire in your life, you are going to continue living someone else's life. That's what you've been doing for years. You've been looking at other people, what they're doing, seeing what's successful, seeing what makes people happy, and doing that. But is that what you want? I don't even think that you can answer that question, because I don't think that you have any idea. You're just going through the motions like you think you should be going through the motions. You're going through the motions like you see other people going through the motions, and you're hoping that it works out for you in the same way that it works out for them, but you don't even know if it's working out for them. You don't know these people. You don't even know yourself. What do you want? Stop being so influenced by other people and what it looks like they're doing, what it looks like makes them happy. Stop it. What do you want? You are dishonoring yourself. You're dishonoring yourself when you keep looking at these other people and saying, I should be doing that. I should be doing that. I think that that would make me happy. You are dishonoring yourself. You're not listening to your internal dialogue. What are you saying? What do you want to do? The longer that you do these things that you don't actually want, the more unaligned your life is going to become, the more overstimulated, the more overwhelmed, the more confused you're going to become, because you don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Do you even like it? Are you even happy? Is that even something that feels sustainable, that feels good for you? Or are you just doing it because that guy looks like he's making a lot of money? Looks like it's working for him. I'm gonna try it. There's nothing wrong with trying things, but what is your intention for trying that thing? Do you just want to make a lot of money, or do you want to feel good in your life? I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. You need to know. I need to start scripting these. You need to start knowing who you are, what you want, and you need to create self-love. You have been living your life all of these years with no love for yourself, only love for others. It is beautiful to love others. I love loving others. I love so hard. I think that the world needs more love, but you can't just empty your cup onto other people. How do you expect to feel good about yourself, to feel good about your life, when you have no more love to give to yourself? You're just going to keep searching for that love externally, and that love will never, ever fill your cup. There might be like a drop in there, but you are responsible for filling your own cup. When you don't have any self-love, your internal dialogue is crazy. Your internal dialogue is saying, you are not worthy. That person is so much better than you. This, that, and the third. Why would you even try to do that? You know you're not going to reach it. What makes you think you can do that? That internal dialogue is not coming from a place of loving yourself. That internal dialogue is coming from a place of you neglecting yourself over and over, and always choosing other people before you choose yourself. Always prioritizing other people before you prioritize yourself, and putting your needs on the back burner. They're not even on the back burner. They're not even on the stove. They're like behind this, they fell behind the stove. Oh my God, I'm pointing right at the stove. Amazing. Until you can reach behind that stove, pick up all of your needs, pick up everything that you haven't been getting, that you've been trying to get from other people, this sense of value, this sense of worthiness. You've been trying to get it from other people. You're not getting it from other people. You are not going to get it from other people. You're going to get it from yourself. Pick them up and put them on the front burner of the stove and pay absolute attention to them. Clearly, you need your full undivided attention. You are neglecting yourself. You are dishonoring yourself. So when somebody dumps you, what do you think is going to happen? You put all of your value, all of your worth into this other person, and now they're gone. And you realize you have nothing. You were just absorbed into this other person. You were putting everything that you had, every ounce of your energy into this other person, and now they're gone. What do you have? You have a negative internal dialogue. Your wants and needs are just scattered behind the stove. You're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated, your life is in shambles. You don't know what you're doing because you attached so much of yourself to this other person. And despite how confident, how independent you were before that, that's gone. You have to rebuild that. And again, I'm just using breakup as an example because it's what I'm going through right at this very moment, but that rings true for everything in your life. Your worth and your value needs to come internally. It cannot come externally because you will be attached to whatever that external situation, person, circumstance is. And most of those things are temporary. And even if it is permanent, you still need to have your own sense of value and self-worth. You are the only person that you have to rely on for everything and anything in your life. And the reason that your life sucks is because you don't love yourself, you don't know yourself, and you keep relying on these external things to bring you a sense of value and self-worth. That's essentially it. You are continually dishonoring to yourself and showing yourself that you are not worthy of all of these things that you want because you don't have that internal sense of self-worth. So that's why your life sucks. Your life is 20% what happens to you and 80% how you respond to it. So learn how to respond in a way that honors you, what you want, what you need. I love you so much, and I just want to see you live up to your potential because I know that you are capable, and I want you to realize that you are capable as well. You're all so beautiful and so worthy, and you have so many gifts. You just need to sit with yourself and figure out what it is that you want. I love you, and I will talk to you soon.